Hello, this is Eva from Soul GPS. Welcome. In today's video, I wanted to share a message. It's a spiritual message. It's a call, really, to all of you highly empathic, highly sensitive, beautiful people who want to save the world. It is important because I feel like this is a story that I hear over and over again. In fact, I was once there myself. I was in a place where I wanted to save everyone, when I wanted to make this world a better place, and I took it upon my own self to do so. This was a huge load to carry, and it took me about 10 years to finally come to the realization that not only is it not possible to do this, not only is it not fair towards me, but also it's actually not a good thing. It's a damaging thing. And let me explain why. This belief that we can save other people from themselves is a form of distraction in one way. And number two, it is a very dangerous position we put ourselves in when it comes to relationships we have with other people. The reason why I want to say that it's a dangerous thing is because when we try to save our partner, say a narcissistic partner or a sociopathic partner, and we cling to this relationship, we want to make it work. We invest so much into it, right? We put our heart and soul, and we just refuse to give up. We cling to the hope. What ends up happening is not only do we get taken complete advantage of, because once that person figures out what our program is, they're going to absolutely take advantage of that. But also, number two, we commit an act of thievery. Now, this is something that I just recently realized and learned about. And this may sound harsh, the way I'm putting this, but I feel like some of us actually need to be told this, because we cling to this so incessantly, thinking that we're doing something good when we're not. So what I mean by this is that each one of us is on a path. We have lessons to learn. And in the case of empaths and codependents, what we need to learn is to set boundaries and to really focus on ourselves and do our inner work so we can become integrated, complete, self-realized individuals, and we can give of ourselves, give of our heart, from our heart to the world. But it's never at the detriment of our own health or sacrificing our boundaries. See, this is the misnomer. We think that if we just open up and love other people are going to love us back. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I mean, it's a kind of an idealistic vision of the world. I mean, again, I've been there myself, and I would get so hurt and disappointed over and over again when that just turned out not to be the case. So what I mean by it being an act of thievery is that if I begin to take responsibility, because ultimately that's what this is all about, right? Is we take responsibility for the abusive partner. They love to blame shift, right? They're very good at this. They would tell you it's all your fault, and you say, yes, it's my fault, because you want to make it work so bad. You don't want to let go of this relationship because you're attached to it, whether it's a dream you're having, whether it's some form of a fantasy, whether the relationship is a form of escape for you or a distraction, like I mentioned earlier. I know it was for me too, partially. Nothing to be ashamed of. The work that we need to do on ourselves, oftentimes we don't even know what we need to work on, right? Because in general, we're good people. We are honest. We are very generous. So it's like, okay, and we don't even fathom the fact that what we need to do is actually pull back and withdraw some of our gifts so that we can give to ourselves and love ourselves and fill ourselves up, so we're not always running on empty, right? And waiting for other people to love us and give us validation. You see how that just does not work. So it's a form of distraction. We think that we're going to give to other people and love them, and they're going to love us back, and we'll create this harmonious cycle of the energy exchange. Again, it does not work like that. You have to fill yourself up first and let the excess of that energy nurture others. It's kind of like you're filling yourself up with water, and then the water that leaks out waters the plants around you. But you can't be like pulling it out of the ground and taking it from other flowers, right? It doesn't work. So focus on yourself, learn to be there for yourself first, and then you're ready to connect with other people. So again, back to the thievery. I know I'm kind of circling around the subject, but what I mean by this is that when you take responsibility for other person's actions, you are preventing them from growing themselves. You're preventing them from taking responsibility for what they do and what they did, for their actions, and preventing them from facing the consequences of what they do. This is why it is our utmost responsibility to leave these relationships. That's why we have to learn to say no. We have to set those boundaries and cut those relationships loose, because they're draining, they're toxic, they're wrong, right? They're going to not only take all of your energy, they will infect you with negative energy. And then you're going to be walking around without having a clear sense of identity. You'll be devastated, right? So, and damaged inside, and you'll have all this healing work to do, which is fine. And you know, it's actually a beautiful journey back to yourself, and I'm glad I've been through it myself, and I've come out much more self-aware, self-realized, fulfilled individual. So that the fruits are beautiful, but it's really painful. And then what's worse is that these people get away with their crimes, right? And we keep on taking all the blame, and they keep on having fun and continue to take advantage of other people. And every time you take them back, every time you say yes, you know, after another abuse cycle, then you are just reinforcing the belief in them, in the narcissist, that it's okay for them to treat you this way, and it's okay for them to treat other people this way. So if you really want to change the world, if you really want to teach people the lessons that they need to learn, walk away. Learn to take care of yourself. Learn to cultivate self-love, self-compassion. Learn to fill up your tank with positivity. You know, make yourself a sovereign, free individual, first and foremost, you know, one that doesn't depend on the validation of the outside world. And when you leave them hanging, you're forcing them to essentially look into the mirror and face the consequences of their action. Face the fact that, you know, things have gone too far. They've lost you. So now they do need to do the work. Now, and don't do this so that, you know, they then come back and they tell you, oh, you know, I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to go to therapy, and I'm going to do this. No, I mean, and I'll tell you, I think I give it 99.9% success, because there's always maybe this tiny little, you know, situation when somebody really wants to turn things around. But in most cases, it's just a game that they're playing to hook you back in. They'll tell you, they know already what you want to hear, and they're going to tell you what you want to hear. You know, they know how to open up your heart. They know how to get back into it, and how to hook you back in. The problem is that once you open your heart again and you trust them again, what happens is you face another disappointment and another crash. So I want you to avoid this, because life doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't need to be a series of up and down cycles. You can have a beautiful relationship with somebody who really values you, who really sees you, who really understands you. But that's almost impossible to have until you cultivate that with yourself, because you need to know what it feels like before you go out into the world and start to meet people who will give that to you. When you don't know what it feels like to feel loved, to feel calm, at least to feel calm, then, you know, when you'll be meeting people who are erratic and dramatic and will put you through this roller coaster ride, it will feel normal, it will feel familiar. That's why this healing takes quite a bit of time, and it requires you to create a safe sanctuary for yourself so that you can reconnect with who you are. So that's it for this video. It's really, I just wanted to, you know, say this because it's been another theme that's come up so much in my recent coaching sessions with my clients, is that there's this incessant hope that they cling on to, and it's years that they are stuck in this horrible cycle that doesn't bring them what they need, and they're so full of self-doubt, and they're hurting so much. And my heart just goes out to you if you're in that situation, because no, you don't. It doesn't need to be that way. And if you continue to cling to the fact that yes, you can save this person, you have to help them because it's the right thing to do, because that's what the spiritual teaching has told you, or you picked that up in a church, or you read that somewhere in some holy text or something. It's completely taken out of context. It is wrong. You know, it's wrong. If you really want to help another person, if you really want to help them, you have to give them the opportunity to face their consequences. And the only way you can do this is by walking away, taking good care of yourself, setting an example, and really showing them that you're not going to tolerate this kind of behavior any longer. That's how you send a good message to the world. That's how you are an example of an elevated person who is who's living in a place that comes from a deeply valuing and respecting yourself. So this way, the other people and the world will have to upgrade and up-level yourselves to meet you in that place. That's how you create growth, and that's how you inspire other people to raise to the occasion and meet you there. Not by coming down to their level and doing the work for them. It's a form of thievery. You're taking away the work from them, and this way they're stuck. They can never learn. So I hope that this message sunk in. And I'm sorry if I sounded, aggressive on this video. That wasn't my intent, but I'm just like, we got to stop this, guys. We have to stop this. It's enough. It's enough abuse in this world. It's enough. We have to say no more. So I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know what you thought below. Thank you so much for your support and leaving your comments. You guys are amazing. I just want to again commend you on the incredible work you're doing with yourself and the comments you've been leaving. I get so much love from you. Thank you so very much for all of your kindness and words, and I love when you're supporting each other in the comment section. So please keep doing it. Let's spread the love. Let's cultivate the love. Sorry, I have a little cold. And so I'm sending my love to you, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. And if you're interested in the workshops that I'll be doing in the US, I'm going to be linking a video that I just recorded that talks about the content of these workshops down below. Thank you so much. Lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.